Welcome back to the 8th concession. My name is Natalie. Well, it's a blustery kind of stormy day. We've actually had a couple of stormy days with thunderstorms in February in southern Ontario. It's crazy. And you can see behind me there's not a bit of snow left. It's actually quite mucky and wet right now. But the temperature's supposed to plummet today, back down to the freezing temperatures. I don't know how long it's going to last. It's going up and down like a roller coaster here. But it's still not stable enough for me to be able to plant outside. It's February. We typically don't plant outside till May. Although with the ground thawing and mild temperatures, I'm itching to put some plants in. I don't dare though. But today we're going to check in on our onions and see how they're doing. I'm doing a grow out with another channel, How Connie. And we're going to compare how we grow in our different gardening zones and in our different gardening methods. So today I'm going to see how my onion seeds have done sprouting indoors, because I can't do it outdoors yet, and look forward to a nice big onion harvest. But first, you might be able to hear the chickens. They're waiting for their treat. I have some apples and corn for them today. Then we're going to go inside and see how the seeds are doing. Hello, girls. Did you survive the storm last night? Everybody back. No, everybody back. There you go. That's it. Hello, ladies. No, you can't come out.
You can hear the chickens. But maybe you can hear that our red-winged blackbirds have returned, which is way early.
You can see how much rain we got. We've got standing water on the lawn. You can see too that the garden is still asleep. Although let's have a look and see how my winter hardy lettuce is doing. Well, a bit more of this mild weather and it's going to start taking off. We're going to have fresh salad. I promised an onion update today, but before we go upstairs and check the seeds that I've started this year, I want to show you something in my cold cellar. This is my cold cellar. You can see my garlic is doing great, but over here, I wanted to show you my onions from last year. So these are the Stuttgarter Riesen, or Dutch onions. Some of these are from sets because my son gave me some sets that he didn't need, and the rest are from seed. And you can see this is they were pulled in August. This is 5 months later, and you can see they are beautiful. They haven't started sprouting. Look at that. They're not moldy, but this is all I have left. So this has to hold me now until the new crop comes in. I did show that I chopped and froze some of them. Any that were sort of double onions or that looked a bit soft in the fall, I actually chopped and froze, and that turned out to be just such a great thing to be able to just pull them out of the freezer when I was cooking with them. But for frying onions or anything else, it's nice to have the fresh onions. But this is why I grow the variety that I do. So I just brought these down from where I have my grow lights so we can have a look at how the onion seeds are doing. So I am growing only one variety this year, mainly because I love the onions that I can keep. I might branch out into other types for different, flavors later, but for this year, I am growing this type. I did a lot of research when I was trying to find exactly what variety the ones called Dutch onion sets were. What were Dutch onions? And it turned out that they were this variety. Stuttgarter Riesen. Now, you can get them from some suppliers in North America, but last year when I was looking for them, they were sold out. So I actually went all the way to Europe to get these particular seeds. Now, there were 300 seeds in this package, and it only cost me about $3. So I used, not even really a third of them the first year, and then a third of them again this year. And that's where I get the $1 for 250 onions, because I only used $1 worth of these seeds this year. And these seeds are the ones I collected and grew myself last year, and they were free. So really, it's probably more onions for less money than $1. But it was just easiest to say that I was getting 3 years worth out of this. Now, there was some discussion on my channel about using older onion seeds. There is some evidence that onion seeds don't keep as long as other types, but I'm certainly not going to throw them away, so I wanted to try them. So we can have a look at the different germination between the onion seeds that are over a year old now and the ones that I collected last year when I grew some. So these first 6 pots are the Dutch onion seeds that I let go to seed last year. And they are looking great. You can see super germination. I threw in a whole bunch of seeds in each one, and most of them have come up. Now these 6 pots are the ones that I used the year-old seed. And, it's not bad. This pot certainly, I got a lot of germination. This one back here, not so much. So, and these are a little less as well. This one was still good. This one wasn't bad. Well, it's not great. It is true that the newer seed did germinate better, but that doesn't mean that this seed is worthless, and I'm certainly not even considering throwing it away or whatever. I'm going to use them all up. I'll just have to plant more and expect fewer to germinate, but that's fine with me. So what I am going to do this year though is I am going to take 3 of my onions that I just showed you downstairs in my cold cellar. By April or so, I expect maybe 1 or 2 might sprout. And even if they don't, I'll pick 3 nice looking onions and I will plant them to let them go to seed and collect my own seed again. Although I still have a lot of seed from last year. It's not like I really need more, but with onion seed, the fresher the better. So I'll collect some more seed this year by taking 3 onions and letting them go to seed. And trust me, 3 onions, 2 onions will give you more than enough onion seed if you let them flower and then wait. Because that's, there's no way I could use them all in 1 year. So the onion seed that I produced here, the 2 rows of the onion seed that is just a little bit older, and then 2 rows of leeks. The leeks are doing great. And that seed's a little bit older too, but I just heavily seeded them and saw what would come up. But I'm really happy with that. If all of those plants grow into big healthy leeks, I will have plenty of leeks to cook and freeze for next year, so that will be great. So for those of you who watched me plant these onions, I took the seed, I filled the pots with very moist potting soil, put the seeds in, covered them lightly, and then put them, covered the pots to allow the seeds to germinate. And once they started sprouting, they have been under grow lights, because unlike how Connie on the other channel that I'm doing the onion grow out with, she's so lucky that she can put her plants out right away, that she lives in a much warmer planting zone than me. I'm in zone 5B. And even though it's been unseasonably mild outside, I don't dare put any plants out there yet, because even today it's dropping to freezing temperatures and then it's going back up and down. So for now, I'm going to keep these inside upstairs under the grow lights and just let them sit there and wait until it's safe to put them out. Now, typically here we are allowed to plant cold weather crops like onions before the last frost, just once the soil's able to be worked. Well, it's been so mild this winter. The soil's been able to be worked almost all winter. So, but I don't dare put them out yet. So they have to stay inside for a while. But what I did like that how Connie did is she soaked her seeds first. She just let them sit in a pot with rainwater. And soaking seeds is a great way to start. Several different types of seeds love that. It just gives them all the moisture they need to get going and get growing. So that was really quite smart. And then I noticed she tucked her seeds in and around other plants. You can see mine are just in with their buddies here. But when I do plant my onions, sometimes they are around the edge of other plants. And I know onions grow well with lettuce, carrots, tomatoes. They're good friends with beans. So if you have spots either around the edge, which is what I sometimes do in my garden beds, I'll put the onions along the edge and the other plants farther in. And she puts hers in and among all kinds of plants, and they seem to be quite happy. So it's going to be interesting to see how these keep going. They need a good water now. I can see they're getting a bit dry. So I'm going to water them and put them back upstairs and keep them growing until I feel it's safe enough. I can't even imagine planting them out in March. I guess it just kind of depends on what the long-term forecast is. Because again, we could get some really freezing temperatures in March or even April. So it's too bad. It really feels like I could go and plant them outside, but I don't dare yet. So that is the onion seed update. I think right now I'm just going to plant some of my peppers because peppers need a long time. I certainly wouldn't put outside until we have very stable, warm temperatures. But I have a bunch of different pepper seeds I want to start today. So this year for peppers, I've got a bunch of packages here. And then I have these, you can see I saved these myself. These are the royal black peppers. I've grown them a couple of years now. They're a hotter pepper, not super hot, but they give a really nice flavor to salsas and such, and just having dried pepper. So I'm going to plant, I saved a couple of those. I don't think they cross-pollinated too much. We'll plant them and see. And then other than that, I have some mixed bell peppers. So they're different colors. And you can see they're a bit older, but I have quite a few left, so I might use them up this year. Just some more bell peppers. This is a fun pack. It has been. This is a mixed hot pepper. Now you can see there aren't too many left. They've been coated with red. It makes them easier to see and plant. I think that's all I have left is what you can see in the little window there. But this has been a lot of fun. This is actually where the royal black peppers came from. I've had serranos, I've had habaneros, I forget what other kinds I had, but for someone like my husband Craig who really likes hot peppers, this has been a lot of fun to see what we get each year. Just some more green peppers. This is the Keystone Resistant Giant. They did not germinate well for me last year, even though the seed isn't that old, so I don't know how they're going to do. Then we have chili pepper. I'd love to make my own chili powder, so I'm going to plant some of these chili peppers this year. And then the two that I do plant every year. This is my early jalapeno, and I take the early one because if we don't have great weather, we have a very short growing season. So I'm going to do that one. And my Hungarian hot wax. This is the one Craig really likes, sliced into rings and pickled to make hot pickled peppers. He loves that on burgers and sausage and all kinds of things. So those are the peppers I'm going to be planting. I'm going to be using just some little paper cups, and my potting soil, so I'm gonna do that now. So there you go. That's a good day's gardening done, even though we couldn't do it outside. I have all my different varieties of peppers planted so that when the weather is warm enough, I can put them outside and they'll have had time to grow. And as for my onions, I'm going to keep them under the grow lights and watch them get bigger and stronger, waiting for the day I feel comfortable putting them outside. I'm going to leave a link to How Connie's channel below in the description so you can check out her method of planting onions when you have a small space and warmer temperatures too. So have a good day. Hope you're getting your garden started. Bye for now.